extreme heat waves, and it's important to know what warning signs to look out for to avoid heat exhaustion and other troubling factors.
So how could the heat actually impact our overall health? Joining us this morning with more is Dr. Majid Basit, cardiologist with Memorial Hermann Medical Group. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So we're always keeping an eye out, for sunburns and all that, but how can the heat impact our body in other ways?
When you think about heat, it's very, sometimes it's very difficult to tell. We're already dehydrated to begin with, and we are suffering from heat exhaustion. So when you go out in the heat, it's important to avoid the core part of the day from 10 to 4. And also it's important to prehydrate. If you go out in the heat already dehydrated, that puts you at extreme risk for developing heat exhaustion or heat stroke.
Can you talk about the difference of those? Because I think a lot of times people just think, oh, I'm just getting too hot. Why is it so important to avoid both of those? And what is the difference between exhaustion and heat stroke?
So that's a great question. So heat exhaustion is something that happens first. So when you go out in the heat and you start to sweat and you start to lose body fluids and you don't hydrate yourself outside, then you start to develop dehydration, you get dizzy, you get fatigued, you may get nauseous. And so those are the first signs that you're in heat exhaustion. And the most important thing to do there is to go indoors and drink plenty of cool water or sports drinks. Avoid alcohol, avoid caffeine, take off any excess clothing. And then heat stroke is a medical emergency. That's when you start to become confused. You stop sweating. So the body actually loses its ability to sweat, and that's a very dangerous problem. And with heat stroke, it's important to call 911. Get EMS there. They can start an IV, give fluids, get you to a hospital. Now, heat stroke can cause permanent damage to organs like your brain and to your kidneys. So heat stroke is an emergency. It's very important especially for the vulnerable population, the young kids and the elderly and people with chronic medical conditions, to watch out for them when they go out, because they may suffer heat exhaustion or heat stroke and not even know it.
And so is that what makes them more susceptible to that? Is there other factors that make them more likely to suffer heat exhaustion or heat stroke when it comes to the children and the elderly?
Absolutely. So children have a large body surface area, but very small size. And so they're more prone to heat exhaustion and stroke, as well as the elderly, because they just don't have the ability to acclimate to the high temperatures. People with chronic conditions like high blood pressure or heart failure or heart disease, they may be on medications that lower their blood pressure or cause them to urinate more with water pills. And so it's important to be mindful of that. So those populations are 4 times as likely to suffer heat exhaustion or heat stroke than a healthy adult.
And we're always used to hot summers in Houston. That's no surprise. But I tell you what, it's just at a whole new level, it seems like, this summer. Are you seeing people really struggling with this and hearing about perhaps more people getting sick than they ever have before from the heat?
Yes, absolutely. It's not only just the heat, but also the humidity. It saps our ability to cool off. Evaporative cooling, our body sweats, and then we evaporate that sweat and cools our body. Because the air is already saturated, it's very hard to cool. Plus, with chronic conditions like COVID, it makes our body susceptible more to heat exhaustion and heat stroke than ever before.
All right, thank you so much. Important things to keep in mind there. Dr. Majid Basit, cardiologist with Memorial Hermann Medical Group. Thank you.